Welcome to our Rolemaster Actual play session. Twilight of the Old Order is a campaign set in the world of Duyranaki, the continent of men. In this gritty, cutthroat world, politics, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 147 of Twilight of the Old Order. The Twilight Party have again picked up the trail of their foes, the Committee for the New Age. We rejoin our heroes, with the party having just slain 2 injured soldiers on the edge of a strange wood at the end of the Vale of Whispers. Hello, I'm Chris, otherwise known as GM Chance, and as the words say on screen, welcome to our story. What story is that? I hear you ask. The story is Twilight of the Old Order. Up on screen are our 6 heroes that will surprise, delight, and otherwise intrigue us with their antics, their escapades, and their adventures. Today, I was going to say tonight, but unusually enough, we're actually playing on a Saturday morning, so today. In a second or two, we will head to a pre-recording of the players of those characters, who will introduce the character or characters a little bit more. Once we've done that, we will hear live from the players, who will answer a character development question and or just flesh out a bit more about the character that they're playing in this session, character or characters that they're playing in this session. Before we do, my habitual, my regular, our sincere thank you to our regular viewers, our subscribers, the people that comment, have chats with us online, share ideas, ask questions, and are just generally interested in our story. This is our hobby, as I regularly say. This is something we do, something that we'll be doing anyway. But the fact that we're able to record these and share these stories with the world and that other people are enjoying them is fantastic. So really appreciate it, and thank you for your support. What would say to anybody else that maybe has come across these for the first time, or perhaps you've watched 1 or 2 of these and you're enjoying them, we really would appreciate either a like down below, a quick click of a mouse down below, or even better, a subscribe. A second or so from you to click that button really does help us. It helps the algorithm, the machine that is YouTube, help other people who are interested in the content that we produce, for them to watch and enjoy as well. So a couple of seconds from you to click that button down below would be really appreciated. And if you are enjoying it, maybe consider telling your friends and encourage them to have a look and have a subscribe too. Thanks very much. All right, no further ado, we are going to head to the pre-recording, and the pre-recording starts with Graham. Graham, go for it.
Hello, I'm Graham, and I play Severin Kaidagard, who is a human swordsman. A dab hand at the sword, spent his whole life training in swordsmanship. He is a very charming fellow and fancies himself as a bit of a leader.
Hi, I'm Stara. I play Jada. She's a 6'7" Arab-looking woman. She fights with a quarterstaff, but not often because she's a healer. She grew up in a monastery where they adopted her, and she has just been taught how to heal, do martial arts. That's all she's done her entire life.
Hello, I'm Graham, and I'm playing Taenya Anastasia, who is an elven hunter. Dab hand with a bow. She has some outdoor skills, some very adept sneaky skills, and is an interesting personality, a little bit spiky, a little bit difficult to know, but inside, a good egg.
Kia ora everyone, my name's Anthony, and for this episode I'm playing Ascallion, or Askell for short. He's a tall half-elf warrior mage who comes from the port city of Shabibi, and accordingly his favourite weapon is his ornate cutlass. As a warrior mage, Askell combines his offensive and defensive spells along with his prowess with his cutlass and in unarmed combat.
Kia ora, my name's Pete, and I'll be playing Nicholas in this episode. Nicholas is a common man and Mentad by profession. That means he is a spell user, and he uses spells from the mentalism realm. Nicholas is a quiet and sort of unassuming sort of fellow. He doesn't like to draw attention to himself.
Hello, my name's Giles, and I play Yotto, a grey elf in the 2nd century of his life. Yotto is a warrior mage by profession, meaning he combines the warrior skills learned from his mother, a great samurai in the east, with Western magic. Although life has sometimes been challenging for him, he still believes both in the world and people, and therefore travels light, very light, as he makes his way in the world and on his adventures.
There we go. Hopefully those recordings from the players just describing a little bit more about who their character is, perhaps a little bit about where they're from and what they do and what they're like, has been helpful for you. As mentioned, before we went to the pre-recording, I tend to send out a few questions before we play for the players to mull over and kind of chew on a bit, pick a question, or sometimes a couple of questions, to answer, to again kind of peel that onion a bit more, help them and me as the storyteller, and you as our viewers and our listeners understand the characters a bit better. And today we're kicking off with Anthony. Anthony, take it away, please.
All right. For Askell, question was describe a situation where your character had to confront a figure from their past, either friend or foe. How did it impact them? Mm-hmm. So when we're in the town of Jebai Ratana, we had just come back from a day out and about, and then heading back into our lodgings, which had a bar downstairs, and then this character approached me, and suddenly had a flash from the past of, well, not that too much in the past, but one of my mistress's staff, etc. And then we managed, he sat me down and then reminded me of a few things I was beholden to carry out, which got a little bit heated. It was a great role play between myself and GM on that one, but very intense. Yeah, and I guess it was no quarter was given verbally. Yeah, and moved on from there. So yes, Askell himself was quite, I guess, furious with the inference that he was not doing, keeping true to his word. Yes.
I really enjoyed that interaction. Actually, that was yeah. There's a bit of fire in Askell on that day. I really enjoyed that interaction. That was cool. Nice one.
Yeah.
By the way, if it would be helpful, tell me either if you want me to share publicly now a date that is kind of interesting, a monthly date that's interesting to Askell, or do we do that offline? You tell me.
Yeah, we can do it online. Like it's all.
Okay. So Askell might want to think about doing something in around the 23rd.
Yeah.
And today is the 14th. So 23rd of each month.
Yeah. I thought we were had a little bit of time under our belt.
Very good. Thank you very much. And you are very kindly, in Giles's absence, also playing this character. I'll bring up on the screen, Yotto, today. So, yeah, really appreciate you and Pete in a second, who we'll touch on, playing one of the other players' characters that can't join us today.
So I was going to do one of the questions for Yotto.
Oh, yeah, great. Great.
So I'll have a crack. And how does Yotto feel about the inevitability of death, and does it influence their actions or decisions? I guess it doesn't scare him, as can be seen by his image himself. He's got some pretty nasty cuts to his face, so he's not afraid of death. So he would not shy away from a scrap that could leave him hurt. He's pretty confident in some magical arts, I've noticed. So yeah, he's just living his life and carrying on. I think he's, from memory, he's got some foe he's out to take out. I can't remember exactly what that one was, but yeah, if that was to take that person out, or and also cause his demise as well, he'd be happy with that.
Excellent. Very good. Thank you. Who would you like to hear from next?
Let's go to Graham.
Graham. Hello, Graham.
Just happily talking to myself. I'll start with Severin. Oh, you already have. What is your character like or dislike about their religion? Well, he was brought up nominally Rolemaster in the sense that was certainly the religion of his village. You know, most people were from a Rolemaster faith. His father wore it pretty lightly, and so does Severin. Certainly his mother does too. I guess while, you know, when I rolled up the character, there was a sort of nominal nod to it in terms of some of the basic kind of moral traits that are often sort of defined in sort of church lessons and so forth. But in terms of following the religion, I would say that percentage is pretty minimal now, after sort of his experiences of seeing some of the factionalism and the ridiculous goings on between the bunny boilers and the lettuce eaters, whatever they were called, where they were just fighting over stupid differences in interpretations and taking it, and he just thought the whole thing was ludicrous. You know, he's aware there's a greater pantheon of gods. He's happy to believe that, and he's seen a lot of people worshipping different things. It's not really for him, but he's not going to stop anybody or kind of take exception to anyone's belief. But from looking from afar, he just thinks it's all a bit strange, really. So he just sticks to what he does, sticks to what he's doing,
which is sticking people,
which is, you know, killing people who, you know, want to do bad. Stick good people, broadly.
Yeah, fair enough.
And that's fine. Turning to Taenya, how does she feel about the inevitability of death, and does it influence actions and decisions? I think she's so shell-shocked now. She's got a kind of grim, I think Maev's talked about this before, but she's got a kind of grim resilience about her now, where she's been through the mill. People she loves have died. She kind of feels that she is on that road herself. She doesn't feel that she can get off this direction on what she's on, in terms of what she's, the task set us before her. She doesn't feel like she can get off. She can't avoid it. If she doesn't help defeat it, it's going to come for her eventually. So she's just going to see it through. And if by some miracle she makes it through, well, it'll probably be a surprise to her. But in terms of it doesn't really affect her actions or decisions. She just grimly carries on, keeps going on. But yeah, she's aware that, you know, she's obviously had another dice with death very recently, and it's very real, and it's always there. And I guess her position of being pitched forward means there's always that danger Given that she is stalking out ahead. She just hopes that the party will pull together and try and protect each other as best we can, and hope that we make it through.
Cool. Very good. Excellent. I was going to say, who do you turn to? But there is only one person left. Pete.
Thank you. So for Nicholas, why does your character either like or dislike the current religion? So I'm actually just going to read from his character sheet, in fact. He attends church on major occasions and semi-frequently on seventh days. This is Rolemaster, is adopted by his father's family for the most part as a way of fitting in to Thracian society. So this is him sort of wanting to, and his father's family in particular, want to distance themselves from their Mara or blue skin past. Nicholas approves of the worship of the god of knowledge. So he doesn't like all the bits about Roldan and Son of God and all that sort of stuff. He likes the old god bit of the Roldenic church. And since the death of his father, Nicholas has been attending church less frequently, and his beliefs in the aspects of worship change of Roldan have begun to wane in favour of Apollo. So yeah, he really is. Apollo is not as the god of knowledge, and he just really is oriented that way, quite transactionally. He worships Apollo and gives him sort of airtime in his thoughts. He expects knowledge back. Thanks very much. You expect to be favoured by that sort of thing, and that's what Nicholas values most of all, is sort of learning and that sort of thing. All the Son of God and that sort of human element isn't particularly, it's a bit distasteful.
Cool. And I think you've got the kind of the blends, that kind of blended aspect for Roldan, right? So yes, there are these pantheons of old gods with Aroher, the king of the gods, and then Ares and various others, god of war, and yes, Apollo, knowledge, Aphrodite, etc. Roldan was considered the son of Aroher, and it's not like the Roldenics have ignored the other pantheon. It's just, as time has gone on, as the centuries have passed, more and more focus and more attention has been given to Roldan as the son of God, and the other gods have kind of faded a bit. So Nicholas would be slightly unusual being Roldenic, but being particularly interested in the god of knowledge, but it still absolutely fits. So they're kind of blended, and you've got it spot on. Perfect.
Yeah.
Nice one. Thanks,
He's quite well invested. He does. Sorry, I'm just going to say he has got skills to old gods. He's got 43. Teaching and beliefs of Roldenic, he's 63, and prayer is 47. So he's not, he went along with his family's party line of fitting in quite well.
Yes. Yep. But his old roots, his tribal blue skin roots, the fact he can still speak that language have come in very handy in the last few sessions, and his understanding of the culture, his old culture, the old ways have come in handy. Great, thank you, Pete. And you are also kindly picking up a second character tonight. Jada, as Stara is also not able to join us today, so my thanks for you doing that. Marvelous. There we go. There are the 6 characters up on screen. That's what they look like. And Pete, you very helpfully put those questions in the chat. Thank you. As per usual, Pete, we turn to you at this stage to provide a quick summary of what happened last time. And 2 players, both Stara and Anthony, weren't able to join last time. So yeah, love if you could provide a bit of an update of where we're at. I've got a quick selection of images as well, which I may be able to augment what happens. But go for it.
Well, thank you. This at the end of each session, the person, one of us chooses the name for the session. And last session was called Torvash's Trail of Tears, and quite appropriately, actually, I reckon. So it started. We started after sort of just having left the farm, and we were camping. Well, not camping with a campfire, but going to spend the night. So we way down into this Vale of Tears valley. We started with healing Askell, Jada healing Askell. I think there was and Taenya.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, and we set guards and all that sort of thing. Still had our guides with us at that time. We were wanting to keep an eye out for we think the one soldier who jumped over the wall during the wyvern attack. We heard the mourning of the people on the farm for the person that they'd lost. So it was very sad for them, I suppose. In the morning, we quizzed Brennan, our chief guide, a bit more about what to expect in the Vale of Whispers. Sorry, I've got that wrong before. Vale of Whispers. He pointed out that old man O'Dana, the person at the farm, probably knew more, but we decided not to wait the appropriate time to respect their mourning before going and asking him for more information. We decided we were going to go straight away. We did know that there have been rumours of things flying in this region. Now we sort of are guessing that's the wyverns, and also of ogres was another piece of information Brannon had for us. So we made our way down into the Vale of Whispers. We were keeping to the not the centre, keeping to the thick trees on either the right or the left as we needed to. And as we went along. We came across, with Taenya out in front, came across areas of combat from, we assume it's Torvash Papillis' party. So the Turang soldiers up on screen there, dead bodies. Firstly, we came across two that had been killed by something with big footprints. We're figuring an ogre. And then we came across Ken that were clearly had an encounter with a wyvern, sort of a dragony sort of thing, and there was an injured one up on the rock shelf, to the left of the valley there. And we sort of snuck past it. We really didn't want to, even though it seemed very badly wounded, we didn't particularly want to draw its attention. We progressed down this sort of chasm, this canyon, basically. We did pick up some herbs from the bodies, some variety of herbs, and some of the sort of purple smoke grenades that sort of pacifies people. So it was quite convenient. We came across two more conflicts as we progressed. Can't remember if they were wyvern or I can't remember if it was two of ogres or wyverns, but the second one certainly was ogres because there was a dead ogre there. I think had been speared a lot. So we came to and at each area of combat, the Turang party obviously had lost troops, lost people, leaving bodies behind. We came to the end of this canyon and were met with quite an unusual sight. So it sort of broadened out to an area a couple of miles across, sort of I don't know if it's semicircular, and filling that area was if not a forest, at least a large stand of trees, a wood, but of northern trees. So not of the palm trees that we were used to, but of these creepy, well out of place. This is not the environment for these sorts of trees. They're more temperate, and we're not. I don't believe we're in a temperate climate at the moment. So really odd. Later on, as actually Taenya got closer, she was describing the wood as being deeply weird. That's the vibe she got from it. We approached this, and we could see a couple of people, it seemed like on guard there. Taenya snuck around behind them and got one guy in the back of the head, I think. Both seemed to be somewhat wounded. The other guy was lying on the ground, but particularly wounded, and she also slit his throat. They seem to be guarding pack animals with supplies as well. So that's where we left it, basically. The rest of us had just joined Taenya after she had killed these two soldiers.
Cool. Excellent. Thank you, Pete. And yes, indeed, there were these strange noises. The wood itself, you're just on the edge of it now, and it's odd. Would describe it, and definitely a wood. wind rustling through the trees, and just an interesting vibe coming out of this place. Looks like this. So where we pick things up is the rest of the party, I think, in the process of moving up to where Taenya was here. Where are we? Which one did I use? I think I used that one. Yes. So the party stood back kind of here, waiting for Taenya. She came around here, came around the edge of these trees, killed one with a very good bow shot, and then came up and slit the other guy's throat. The other guy was either unconscious or sleeping or whatever, still alive. So Taenya is here, and the rest of the party is currently moving up. The rest of the valley come down, heads around here and turns a corner, and then yeah, this strange woods. Maybe it's not colossal. It might be half a mile to quarter of a mile to half a mile in width, and it is surrounded. We can't see the valley. We can't see the valley walls here in completion, but basically it just goes round like that and continues out, and there's a rock wall at the end, so semicircular at the end, and again these towering cliffs. So if you imagine these cliffs going down, and if anything, the cliffs are perhaps taller than you can see in that image around the base of this wood. Any qualifying questions before we start off?
Yeah, can I just check the numbers of the Puhaspahulis' party? Is that all right?
Sure.
So we'd been told by our guides that they'd observed 46 people.
You just just 1 second. I'm almost 99.9999. 46 men and mules. Yes, correct.
Yep. So 46 men, and the mules weren't counted in that. Yeah.
No, 46 humans. Yes.
Yep. Cool. Cool. And then can I just check? My count is 8 dead and the one guy who ran away. From the farm. So there were 2 black people in black who we killed. There was the guy who ended up in the hut and was slaughtered by the rest of the farmers. There was the guy that was turned mad and went after chickens. So that's 4. There was a blue skin that was shot by our archer friends. A blue skin that was chomped by the wyvern, and a blue skin that I think dispatched by Yotto or by Askell. No, by Askell.
The one that was dispatched by the wyvern, you believe was part of the village, of course.
Oh, okay. So maybe not. Okay, cool. I'll just make a note of that. 2 blue skins. Cool. And then there was the guy that ran away, who died outside I was up to 7, wasn't I? Yeah, the guy that ran away. So it'll be 7 enemies dead plus 1 guy running away, and hopefully he's not in the valley. Is that about right? Go back and watch the recording.
If you're asking the GM, I can't comment, of course. But
no, cool. And then on our way down the Vale of Whispers, there was 2 from the first fight with ogres, 10 from the one with the wyverns, 3 from the third fight, and then 7 more in that last ogre fight. Is that correct?
It shouldn't. No, your numbers are a little bit off there. It should be 11 dead, scattered down Torvash's trail of tears down the valley, and then 2 that were very, very badly wounded by the looks of it. 1 walking, 1 lying on the ground, left outside the wood.
Okay, so the numbers I was writing down might have been combined somehow. Okay.
Correct. But
Thank
definitely,
you very much.
definitely 11 as you came down the valley.
11 dead.
Yep.
Coming down the valley. And then we've just killed 2 more. Cool. Plus 7 at the farm. Okay, great. Thank you. Oh, and what time of the day is it at the moment, please?
It's taken you. You've been moving cautiously. Normally, you would move at about. This would have taken about half a day to move down. You've been moving cautiously. So, oops, sorry. Just adjusting my sound effects here. I've got a lot of. Just one sec. Sorry, Pete. I'll come back to you in a second.
No, you're good.
Sorry, Pete, how many adversaries do we think there are?
I'm just writing it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And then...
time of day, it would be 1, maybe 2 o'clock.
Okay. So early afternoon.
Yeah, early-ish afternoon, yep.
Cool. Thank you.
IT.
Yeah, your numbers at during the fight are a bit on the low side, by the way. Up at the village, up at the the farm. What's that crunching? Leaves rustling, batwing. Just trying to get rid of that crunching.
So sorry, Pete, you're saying you think there's 11 that have gone into the wood? Or am I reading that wrong? Oh, 11 dead down the valley, got you. Sorry, I'm just not doing the sums. 9, 20. So there's 26 still there. Bloody hell. Really?
I would say, by the way, there are actually more that were killed at the farm. Actually, I did say that it was up to you to remember, but actually to help you out a bit, 11 were at Odana's farm. You're on mute, by the way, Pete.
Oh, thank you. Yep. So 11 at a farm, so 10 dead and 1 ran away. Thank you.
23. It's a 23. That's still quite a lot. For 6 of us.
Any other qualifying questions before we start?
We need some friends. We need some more friends.
We've got the 2 guides with us, though, eh?
Yeah, they're not keen on combat, though.
Sorry, forgot to say that the 3 guides didn't come with us. They're waiting for us near the farm.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry, I should have said that.
Good.
Any qualifying questions before we kick off? Anything else? No, nothing for Pete. Graham, anything from you? Nope.
Nope.
Anthony?
Nope.
Let's start the game. Currently, we have the rest of the party moving cautiously up here, and Taenya, you waiting here. I mentioned I can't recall exactly the number of either ponies or pack animals around, but I think I'd said 5 or 6 perhaps. And there's a reasonable amount of gear there as well. There's food, there's supplies, there's arrows, there's water, certainly plenty of food and drink. We'll start with Taenya for a start. Anything you're doing, please?
The party have assembled, is that correct?
No, they're moving up towards you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't miss that. Okay, well, she's continuing to kind of stare into the forest,
Cool.
keeping her eyes peeled, perceiving the situation.
Give me a perception roll.
Just making sure no one's creeping up on us.
Sure thing.
She rolled a 68, and her perception is plus 77.
68. Cool. Yeah, well, Taenya, you see. I mean, there isn't a massive amount. So, in terms of the creeping up, there isn't a huge amount of undergrowth here. So, that image on screen and there. Yes, there are some ferns, etc. It is quite dim. It's not dark. It's not pitch black, but it's definitely dim under there. Unusually dim. So the foliage is not massively thick, at least on the ground. What you do see, however, is without even a tracking roll, is a very clear trail of people footprints going into the forest.
And is it misty like the pictures? So if someone were to come through the back of that image, you would see their sort of silhouette first.
Yes, reasonably so.
Okay.
These here are reasonably good indications of what it looks like.
Okay.
So it's not. So it would be, at least from what you're seeing, comparatively hard for someone. You know, that image up on screen is a particularly good representation. That one too. Look, there is some undergrowth, but not a vast amount from what you're seeing. But by this stage, the rest of the party come up and join you here.
Well, quick chat. Do we think we should move the bodies, and do we think we should move the ponies as well? To give them the impression that if they get past us, or for any reason they get back here before encountering us, that they might think that the soldiers are buggered off with the ponies.
Yep, why not?
So you can see on the left of the screen there, the wood kind of hooks around the side.
Yep.
If we took the ponies and the bodies round the corner of that forest, far left, and shoved them in the trees there, tied up the ponies, and just threw the bodies into the woods a bit, so you can't, behind trees, so you can't immediately see them.
Yep. Chop a bit of leaves and whatever we can.
And then come back.
Okay. So this side or
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that one.
Yeah. Okay. Comparatively easy to do. You drag the bodies out. You carry them, I guess, out. And you lead the ponies off and reach them over there. The animals are pretty skittish. They're not looking. They're looking nervous.
Yeah. Or give them time up under some cover, so less likely for a wyvern to swoop down and take them.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't be seen for an overflying reptilian creature.
Yep.
And then I guess get back. So what do you guys want to do? Should we continue on the path in the way that we were doing before? Or do we just walk up? Or does someone want to make Taenya invisible again? Or what do you think?
Jim's here at the bathroom.
Probably make her invisible again. That's probably useful assistance.
Yeah.
We're creeping calling down.
And how far do you think she should go ahead? Like 200 feet, something like that?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, Tanya's pretty good sneaking anyway. Are we worried about putting her too far ahead? Because I say she could do a decent recce and come back to us, maybe?
Well, if she's trying to flee ahead and if she finds anything, she'll come straight back. That's my thinking, rather than you just hanging out here and her getting even further away. If you kind of start making your way forward, if I come across anything, that should be time enough to come back and warn you about it before you get to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, if there was another band of soldiers, for instance, hanging outside a cave entrance or something, then she'd come back and warn you about that before we were in visual range.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, she's invisible. She could cover some good, decent ground, and
yeah, it's just would take a lot longer to come back to find you, right? So you may as well be moving forward.
So we can do both, right? She can be invisible and going ahead by about 200 feet.
Yeah, and then if she sees anything, she'll come straight back, warn you about it, and then we can plan accordingly.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds cool. And I think Jada would be okay to cast invisibility on her.
Okay.
All right, what happens?
Well, I think the party have conferred, and Taenya is going to go off again 200 feet ahead as they make their way into the forest.
Yep.
And she's willing to be made invisible if Jada's up for it. And she's going to scout ahead, and she's going to sneak as she goes.
Cool.
And tell the party roughly how fast she'll be moving, so they can move at a roughly the same rate, so that if she sees anything, she can come back.
Sure. Okay. All right. Very, very good. Can I have a invisibility spell, please, Pete? Only fails on a 1 or a 2.
Yep. It's a 17.
17. That spell is successful. All right. So what we're going to do is just please don't roll yet, Graham. But if you could prepare, I'll ask for 1, 2, 3 stalking rolls from Taenya. Don't roll them yet, please, but just get yourself ready to roll them, and I'll just do a little bit of GM jiggery pokery in the background.
Obviously, her bow remains in her hand, and it's still got the Boyer's oil on it, which she applied at the last 24 hours.
Cool. Done. Okay. So... very good. Now, can I please have a bit of a description, not a bit of, can I please have a description from other characters in terms of preparations, things that they're doing, anything I should be aware of? Let's start, we'll just quickly run through. Severin, any preparations I should be aware of?
He'll have his sword out, obviously holding his shield, and will be picking his way forward at roughly the speed that Taenya demonstrated.
Cool. Fantastic. Nicholas?
Exactly the same, please.
Yep. Cool. Anything unusual I should be knowing about Jada? Pete?
Nope.
Cool.
I think our party order, by the way, Severin, Askell, Nicholas, Jada, Yotto. Does that suit everyone?
Sure.
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
Severin, Askell, Nicholas, Jada, Yotto.
Lovely. Pop that in the chat if you haven't already, please, Pete. Askell, anything I should know about? What? Any preparations? Anything I should know about Yotto? Askell.
No, so Askell and Yotto will be the same. They'll have their cutlass and odachi out, respectively.
Cool. Thank you. Very good. Excellent. Okay, so 3 non-masked stalking. Let's do the first. Let's do the first. We'll do them bit by bit. So first stalking roll, please, Taenya.
44.
44 plus
131.
131. Cool. So you move ahead. You think you're reasonably quiet. You're picking your way in and amongst the foliage on the ground. There's not a lot. There's occasionally there's stands of ferns, etc. And as you first, Taenya, and then your companions move ahead, the sounds of the valley, the Vale of Whispers behind you, slowly recede, and it is just this forest that embraces you as you go in. Again, what you see is this, coming up on screen in a second. Very much this. And just to give you a flavour of it, now ignore the map because we know that Tanya's out in front, but that's kind of what you're seeing.
The other thing Tanya would do obviously is because she is obviously looking to perceive ahead of her. Obviously, that's why she's going ahead.
Understood.
But she would be mindful of the possibility of any traps as well. So I guess using that perception and detect traps just to in front of her and the far distance, just to make sure that she doesn't hit a tripwire or a pit or anything else.
Give me a masked perception roll, please.
50
Mm-hmm.
plus 77. That's perception.
Yep, cool. In that first move, no, she doesn't see or hear anything. What she does definitely see, and it is dim. You can see on screen that it is quite hard to see. She doesn't detect anything in them by way of a trap. It's definitely eerie under the boughs of these trees. Quite a few tree stumps you can see as well, but no sign of any traps. What she does see very easily, almost without a perception roll, and the remainder of it, the remainder of the party can see as well, is clearly tracks of a number of people that have moved through here. It's quite apparent.
Sorry, one last thing, just so you know. She's got a dose of Joef, one left, in a pouch, and her that's easily within reach should she need it. Just to make that clear.
Cool. Great. Can you make the second unmasked stalking roll, please? Of 3.
54.
Mm-hmm. And 1-3 something or other.
131.
Yep. Cool. Very good. Yeah, she continues on. Yeah, a little bit more foliage as you get further in. And speaking further in, here we go. On screen, there we go. So you're a little bit further in, a little bit of kind of higher grounds that you're on now. Oops. But the same kind of terrain. Quite eerie, quite dark, harder to see. Obviously, fully get the fact that Tanya's not there. She's out in front, but that's the kind of the vibe. And can you also give me another perception roll, please, Taenya?
29.
29. Cool.
Let's dip into the bathroom. 1 minute.
Yep. What's her bonus?
Perception 77.
Thank you. Just to check, the rest of the party are going in single file? Yep, okay, cool. Very good. Just while Graham's nipped away, just a few more images, the same images I guess, but just to give you a bit more flavour of seeing. Definitely, yeah, you're... I'm not sure if it's... Yeah, just goosebumps on your arms.
Spooky.
Spooky. Oh, well, is it evil? You're not... I don't know. You don't know. It just... You certainly feel uneased. Glancing around, peering ahead, if anything, the tracks, Taenya, are easier to follow.
Okay.
But no, nothing further. No sign of anything on the ground. No sign of anybody lurking behind trees. Nothing. You're fine.
I just check. We're following tracks, not a path. We're
There's
following
no
tracks
path.
made by
There's
others.
no path. There's no path. You're following tracks, but they are easy to follow. No one, certainly no one has attempted to, that you can make out, has attempted to conceal them, and it's of a number of people at least. So, very easy to follow. Even for non-tracking people, it would have been a bit harder, but you can certainly pick up footprints, broken branches, etc. You continue on. The third and final stalk roll, please.
34.
34 plus 134, I think it was.
131.
131, cool. Yep. And the perception roll, please.
17 plus 77.
Cool. Nothing immediate with that. Again, definitely no sign of any traps. But you do spot something, but I'll come to what you spot in a second. Firstly, you move on, and if you watch on screen, by the magic of Tabletop Simulator, you move on. What you do spot, Taenya, and you alert your companions to it, is something.
Web.
Well, if it's a web, it's like no web you've ever seen. It's huge. It's all-encompassing. It's massive. And the tracks that you're following go straight on towards it.
Okay. Well, I guess if there's no one around that I can see,
Absolutely no one around.
you'll wait for the others to catch up,
Done so?
and then what do you reckon, guys?
I think Yotto would probably be... He's quite tall. So a bit of concern of, noticing these odd spiderweb things. So he'd be interested in looking up and just seeing what's going on. So he would definitely do percepting. Looking for any movement or anything from above. Probably suggest Askell to do the same.
Yeah, sure. Give me a roll for Yotto.
Got a 95.
Shame it's masked. What's Yotto's skill?
Perception. Oh, let's have a look. It is plus 48.
Cool. So here you're all standing here, and in fact that's a pretty accurate scene of where you are. Tanya's rejoined you. You're some distance out. Looking above, having a good look around. You can't see anything, Yotto. Let me just check something. Did I... Yeah, I did. I think I did do that. Cool. Okay.
And Severin will do the same, looking around.
Yep.
And Askell was going to do it as well.
Cool. Yep. Askell was first. Give me a roll.
$71 from Askell, and he was plus 48.
And...
Sorry, plus 31.
No joy for Askell, I'm sorry. And Severin?
Wasted 98.
Yep. Or not.
Plus
Who knows?
72.
Mm-hmm. Severin, you don't spot anything either. Hear or see anything. This place smells and has increasingly been smelling like rotten meat.
Oh.
That's
When
probably
we
the
look
one thing
up,
you do.
when we look up, what did we see up? Because when you panned up, it looked blue.
Oh, that's just simply the map. No, it's probably very distant blue above you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably about right, actually.
So that's normal sky, is that normal?
Yeah, but it looks slightly weird, a bit darker, perhaps, than normal. Yeah.
So I guess we'll keep quiet, I would suggest, unless anyone else wants to start singing or anything. Shall we take a closer look at the webbing?
Yeah, Nicholas is happy to do a whistling to explore perhaps through the webbing and 100 foot and around, if that's helpful.
Yeah,
But let's get closer first.
Okay. Keep looking up, down, left, right as we go.
Whoops. There we go. So you come up to this curtain of webs. And the webs are definitely above you and around you. And straight ahead, like here, there have been parts of the webbing is almost flapping. Someone has taken something sharp to it and has hacked their way through badly. Like, it's still, these webs are still sticky and potentially they're not completely cut through, but there is a moderate enough of a hacked kind of semi path that goes through the webbing. And just up ahead in the distance, you can all see, very, very faint, the sign of fire. It's not fire, is the wrong word. Light, and a very, very, very modest light flame, perhaps flickering, very low. It's not a large fire at all.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind doing the whistling then, and the rest of us sort of just crouch down, keep quiet.
Yep, sure. Nicholas will prepare and cast.
Okay. Cool. Give me a spell roll, please. Only fails on a 1 or a 2.
Yep. Got a 12.
Lovely. Just going to move back to this screen for a second while I just check something. Okay. Okay, Pete. The whistling spell is cast. Can you tell me it goes out 100 foot? Is that right?
100 foot. Yep.
Okay. Cool. So you send it out. It goes through this first curtain of webbing, and it is almost like a curtain. This sheeting of webs, thick, strong, sticky, and as mentioned previously, it looks like there's been a path kind of or a way through this webbing, hacked through. Not perfect by any means, and these strands of webbing still comes down. You think there's still a chance people could be caught as you go through, but someone has definitely been here before you, and you can see footprints on the ground quite clearly. Sending your little whistling out in front of you, you get out, and it goes through an initial curtain, and then the curtain of webbing ceases at around approximately 90 foot maybe a little bit less, maybe 70 foot through. So 70 foot thick of these dense webs. And then out a little bit further out to about 90 foot, up to your 100, your maximum range, the Whispling finds itself in open forest again. But it can see another 60 or 70 foot away, another wall of webbing, and through that wall of webbing is this flame or fire or modest flame that you'd seen before. So about 70 foot through this webbing initially, that's right in front of you, and then from there perhaps another 70 or so foot to another wall of webbing, and beyond that is the light that you saw. But that's as far as your Whispling can go. So you've gone as far as your Whispling can go at 100 foot.
Cool. Can he search in the space? So it's now in the open.
Yep. I'll hang on. I'll actually see if I can, with the map. I'll bring. Yes. Yeah. Here we go. So bring you back to the screen. So he's come. The Whispling. Just make sure it is. No. Oops. Yeah. So it's come. No. Wrong one. There you go. So it's come through, and this is the webbing behind you, and spinning the Whispling around, you can just make out yourselves. Oh, sorry, I've gone to the wrong one.
Hey, Chris, we can.
Yes, no. I've just. Sorry, I clicked the wrong image. There we go.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. Yep. So the Whispling is kind of is free, and it can see ahead to the second wall. There's this very large log that goes through. You can just make that out. It's probably not quite as close as you are there. The Whispling is more like it's back here a little bit. It's come through that first major web, wall of web. It's come out here. It's spinning around. There's a more minor curtain of web there, and it can just make out this flame on up ahead, and then this massive tree log that is lying here. It's at its maximum range now.
And it wants to check backwards, so looking up the webs and wanting to. I mean, looking for spiders. I mean, wanting to just look around for anything unusual in any of all directions, but particularly up further.
Okay.
And if it can move up, that would be great.
Yep.
But it might start losing its range.
Yeah. So it moves up, kind of in between these walls of web. Gets up to about here. And has a look around. And in a second, Pete, I'll ask you for a perception roll. And you can see there's almost like these different curtains of webbing, yeah?
But also up in the air. Wants to go vertically up.
Understood that.
Oh, sorry.
Understood that.
Yeah, sorry.
You've been doing that. Yep. Yep.
Cool.
So give me a perception roll, please, Pete. It's master, of course.
And he really needs to get better perception. Well, lucky it's masked because that's a 4.
Lucky it is masked. Or is it? Okay. What is this perception, please?
39.
Yeah, you don't see anything more, Pete.
Cool. So he'll bring the Whispling back through. Want to check our side of the outside of the web as well, the curtain. So go up 100 foot on our side.
Yep.
And do the same thing. But Nicholas will report back what he's seen.
Cool. So up here and go 100 foot up this way. Correct?
Yeah, well, 100 foot in all three directions.
Yep.
So along the curtain 100 foot, and then vertically up.
Yep.
For what it's worth.
Vertically up.
Yep.
Vertically up. Yep, we can do that.
Awesome.
It's about as far as you can go.
So the web continues up past 100 foot. I suppose 100 foot's not actually that far, is it?
No.
Cool. Thank you.
And that perception roll is good enough to cover all of those.
Sounds good. Okay, cool. Happy with that.
So you clear roughly the 70 foot or so through this initial curtain, then a gap of 70, although there are kind of strands and wisps that come down, and then absolutely another very, very thick curtain up in there. You can just make out this log up by this light up here.
Cool. Yep. He'll relay all of that to the group and then ask what are we going to do.
Severin whispers to, is the passage through the web straightforward enough?
Seems like it was. I mean, it's still potential to get caught, but other people have gotten through.
Okay. Do you think we could move through as a party and not be observed if there were people around that light?
Can't tell because he hasn't got anywhere close to where the second curtain is still a wee way away, so he can't tell where the path through it is, or how close the light is to the web. Does that make sense?
Would it be worth Nicholas moving forward and pushing on a bit, or
do you want to go on ahead, Nicholas?
I mean, Taenya can go first if you would prefer, obviously, but
I think we should stick together, and I think we should all go through together as much as we can.
Okay.
And if we need to cut more of the webbing out, perhaps we do that, or at least we just help each other through, hold it back with swords or whatever while everyone passes through, that sort of a thing.
And just sort of gesticulations all around to remain quiet.
Yeah, true.
Is there no way around? Do we have to go through?
That's a good point. Well, we could.
Is it like as far as obviously Whispering could see, but
as far as he could see, it was 100 feet in every direction, and then his range of vision beyond that. Is that right, Chris? I mean, he went and looked, and it was web all the way around, basically.
You can see it there. There's this curtain all the way around, and yes, up and over into the trees from what you can see. Yeah. You don't know how far it goes this way, of course, or either way.
Yeah, I guess there's an opening, but do we have any other? There could be another opening, or avoid it, or are we feeling this is where we must go?
I imagine the group ahead have cut their way through. It seems unlikely there'd be another sort of opening, probably, in my view, but I can't imagine the scenario, really. Yeah. I guess we might choose... I think if that fire doesn't have people around it, we could come back and widen our escape route if necessary, but I don't think we'd be swinging swords around and making noise at this point.
Yeah, just sort of unpicking it as of if there's a fire but no people, is it because they have sat down all humdrum and then they're gone? So perhaps this is not the right way to go. Just teasing out ideas of.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it would hurt. I don't think it would hurt to go a bit in each direction, just to have a bit more of a view.
Yeah, I mean, it could be one of those things. If it's all-encompassing, you've got to go through it. But
yeah, I imagine that's the way we'll find that it is. But I don't think it would hurt. 2 minutes, a 2-minute walk up the. You can cover 100 foot or so in a couple of minutes, right?
Yeah, find the nice little bridge off to the left or something.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I reckon just a check in each direction wouldn't hurt. But I do have a feeling that this is the way we're supposed to go. That's the vibe.
Yes.
But you never, we never know. I think it's the GM.
He's gone. Yeah, I don't know. There could be various options. There could be a
I think we've got to hope that they've continued to be picked off as ahead of us.
Yeah.
So we think there's at least 20, right?
What was our number saying? Number said 23. 24 have been. We know the whereabouts of 24. 23 of those are dead.
Mm.
So there's at least 23 still. Well, 22.
This is a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go quick comfort stop, but happy to go in through the webs, in through the tunnel as well.
Yep.
That's what we do.
All right, we got a
Jim's back.
Yep, Jim's back.
I'm just thinking. I reckon Nicholas come report back and would suggest that if we'd have a quick look at each. Well, have a look down one side. 2 minutes, 3 minute walk down one side to just gauge that it does continue.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Just around the outside.
Yep. So you set off as a party.
Yep.
Certainly looks like it in this direction.
So this feels quite. It's not a smooth curve, but it is a broad curve, right? Like it's jagged. There's bits web sticking out onto different trees. It's not a.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's quite a. It's not a small. It's not enclosing a small space. It's wide. It's broad.
It's closing a very big space.
Yep. Cool. Yep. I think go back to our gap and go through as Nicholas is feeling. When Tanya's with the party, where should we put her? At the back?
Yeah, she's not creeping. Somewhere she can just sort of maybe in the middle where she could just move to the side if she needs to fire.
Cool.
Whatever direction.
What do you do?
I think so we were talking. I think what's the best way of going through this slashed curtain so that we don't get caught up? Can we hold it off each other with weapons, or does it stick onto weapons?
It's certainly sticky.
Yeah.
You using weapons etc. You can try to move it aside, but for this first curtain of webbing, some 70 foot thick, I'm going to ask for 2 maneuver rolls from everybody, please. These are going to be medium maneuvers. Had the strands of the webbing not been cut, it would have been a lot more challenging to move through. The medium maneuver does 2 things. The result is going to be either dependent. 100% means you move through with relative speed, moving at a relative pace, and not getting caught up in the web. So you're using your weapons to kind of push it aside and not getting the sticky, horrible stuff on you, which kind of ensnares your movements and definitely impedes you. So if you got a lower result than that, you would still move through, but that character would be moving a lot more slowly, and they would be a lot more stuck, and they'd be caught up in the web, and basically just they make a mistake where they step or they trip a little bit, or they try to push some of the webbing aside with their sword, and actually they get some on their arm, and it just kind of catches them a bit more. So it's not a maneuver would not necessarily possibly a really bad maneuver might involve you getting encased in the webbing or trapped in the webbing, but you'd have to do something pretty bad to do that. A poor maneuver, as I say, would just be minimal movement and or limited movement, and it's just sticky on you, if that makes sense. So medium maneuvers all around, and I'm after 2 of them. Oh, I'll actually, rather than 2, I'll just go for 1 actually for each character. Who's going first?
Do we go in party order?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, if one gets stuck, and then, you know.
So Severin, Askell, Nicholas, Taenya, Jadar, Yotto.
Cool. Severin, give me a roll, please. We'll just make it 1 medium maneuver going through.
Oh, sorry. 48. Agility plus 14.
No, not agility. It's based on your moving in an armor.
Oh, in that case, crap.
Yep.
Minus 12 then.
Minus 12, thank you. Yeah. So, Severin, and it is definitely single file. It's whoever's been before you has spent time doing this, so we'll probably have to wait until Severin gets through in entirety. And Severin, you really don't make much ground at all, only about 20% of the way through. This filthy webbing is trapping. You brush some of the side with your sword, which is great, and then actually some of it goes onto your helmet and starts pulling on your helmet. You yank that away, and then some's on your bow, and it's hard for you to move through. And basically, your armor, while it protects you, is just cumbersome. Can you give me another roll, please, Severin?
44.
44. Same kind of result. Yeah. Yeah, you're moving through, and again, there's more of these horrible strands coming down, and you're kind of jiggling, moving it, and thrusting it aside. You are making progress, Seven. You're nearly halfway through, but it's just slow going. Another roll, please.
Roll 65.
Yeah, better this time. Doesn't kind of stick to you as much. You're 70% of the way through, and you're nearly there, Severin. One more roll, please.
68.
68. Cool. Yeah, that did it. So you kind of force your way through, Severin. You're pulling on the stuff, in the very last second, one of these massive, horrible, sticky cords comes down over your shoulder, and you have to shake it away. But you manage to get free of it, and you find yourself, whoops, hang on. Just go back over my 3, 4. You move through. Fortunately, my camera is not moving, but you move your way through. Next, please. Who is
Askell.
next? Askell. Yep, same.
He's not wearing his armor.
Great.
11.
11. What's his bonus?
Is it a stat bonus?
If he's not wearing an armor, it's his agility. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Agility is +8.
It's 8. Cool. Yeah, not a great start for Askell. Just slow, very much the same as Severin. You know, he moves forward. His elbow gets caught on some of the stuff, and yeah, it's slow going. Give me another roll, please.
40.
Cool. 48. Yeah, you're nearly about halfway through, about 40% of the way through. And these cords, these white cords, just smell absolutely vile, Eskel. Another roll, please.
67.
67. Yeah, and that did it, Eskel. That's enough. You force your way through, and yep, you're out and you're clear. And I'll rechange the map in a second. Eskel, you're through. Who's next?
Nicholas.
Yep, give me a roll, please.
58 plus 14.
Lovely. Yeah, so Nicholas, on this maybe it's because your companions and others have perhaps brushed more aside or whatever, but you make pretty good progress. You're about halfway through. Next one, please.
Not this time. 12.
12 plus 14, you say?
14. Yep. 14.
Yep. Yeah, you're about 70% of the way through. Yeah, just a bit slowed down. A strand kind of comes down over your hair, and you try to pull it away. It's almost like super glue at times. The more you pull it, the more the stuff sticks to you. Pretty hideous. Give me another roll, please.
Wow, doing so poorly. 18.
18 plus 14. Yeah, so that's enough. Nicholas, you're through, and you can join your other two companions.
Whilst he's waiting for the next person, he'll be bringing the whistling through too.
Cool, done.
Concentrating on that.
Next person, please. Who's next?
Taenya, I think. We're putting her in the middle of the party, I think.
Okay.
Give me a roll.
82.
82, there you go. Plus moving and armor skill, please.
Plus 20.
Plus 20, there you go. So Taenya, you make this look easy. You deftly, basically skip through these flapping and sticky cords. One more roll, and you should be fine. Oh, you're on mute, Graham.
All right. 44.
Plus 20.
Plus 20.
You're good. Taenya, you're out the other side. This filthy stuff barely touched you. Next character, please.
That's Jada.
Mm-hmm.
41 plus 18.
Cool. Yeah, Jada, your first attempt, kind of forcing your way through. A bit of your quarter staff gets caught on a bit of it. Slows you down a little, but you're nearly halfway through. Another roll, please.
44.
44 plus 18.
Plus 18.
Yeah, you push your way through in relatively short order. You're out the other side. All of these are medium maneuvers, guys, so I hope you're recording them. And then lastly, Yotto, please.
82.
There you go.
Plus.
He doesn't wear armor.
Not wearing armor. Plus 13.
Go. Nice. Similar to Taenya, Yotto has very little problem just moving in, whether it's the fact he's not wearing armor and he can just kind of skip in between the stuff you don't know. One more roll should do it.
But he's so tall.
He is so tall, he's crouching down. Crouching down.
Chalk and cheese next
Maybe.
to Taenya.
Yep.
41.
41. Cool. Plus... Yeah, he's fine. So he's out. GM's just going to do this because my map was just not behaving itself for a second. There we go. Boom, 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 and then there we go. Cool. So that worked. So you find yourselves here. Whoops. And so you're in this gap in between. You're standing in the middle, and there's this gap of about another. Actually, you've moved through a little bit further, so you're through kind of a thinner curtain there, and then in front of you is this very, very thick curtain of dense web, and this light on the other side. What do you do?
I think we'll. So we're now moved up to it. So
Yes.
Yep. Nicholas will send the whistle. Sorry, is there another cut?
Yeah, there is. There is. This web is definitely thicker, but yes, there is a hacked path through it. Yes, there is.
Nicholas will will offer to take the whistling through and see how far it gets through. Yep, and if that's all right with everyone, he suggests everyone else looks around whilst he's doing that, just to make sure we're not being.
Cool. So you move this little ball, and for viewers and listeners who don't know, the whistling is a little ball of energy about this big, made out of gravity. Basically, anything larger than that would probably require a maneuver roll, but I'm not going to ask you to, Pete. And you move this thing through. And it moves partway through this major web, and then a bit further. And then there you can see up at this fallen log here, very large fallen log, hollow log from what you can see. There has been some, it looks like there is another curtain going through it. In terms of people have hacked their way through it. You move the whistling through even further, and you're up to the very edge of this light. Pushing through a little bit further, just a little, very cautiously, the whistling emerges and sees the following. An open space. This, whatever this is, smouldering here. Some wood over here that appears to be on fire. Just again smouldering. And there's a body here. Another body here. And directly here, another, whoops, you can just make out here, another body. It's very, very quiet, very, very still. Yeah. What do you do, please? Whistling, Pete.
How much more range does it have?
That's it.
That's 100 foot.
Yep,
okay.
That's absolutely.
Can I identify that thing? The thing that's on fire? You can see it's a spider. I can see it's a spider.
Count the legs.
You see that?
Okay, cool. He's going to call it a spider. And so that beyond it, that's ground that they're on, isn't it?
Yeah. Could you give me a perception roll, please, Pete?
31.
Last.
And 39.
It's open ground.
Okay.
Kind of a immediately when you come out, there's the base of the log right there, right there, and then there's a dip down where this thing is lying smouldering, and then across this dip is a body, another body, another body.
Cool. And looking around, looking up and around, there's no other. No, okay, cool. looking for more spiders, especially.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah,
No, okay. Leave the whispering there, and we'll all and suggest that we all move through if we're still
Sounds good.
up for it.
Yep.
Okay.
Severin whispers, are the bodies all soldiers or identifiably TTP?
Soldiers looks like.
Yeah, Nicholas, you just didn't get a very good look of much, actually. You couldn't see. Definitely humanoid. 1, 2, 3, but more than that, you just don't know.
Oh.
Yep. All right. So, moving through here, characters have moved up. And... This web is a lot harder, a lot stickier, and I'm now going to ask for a hard maneuver, please. Give me a roll. Starting with.
And is it possible to? Are we widening it by going through it?
No, not really. You're just kind of less. Well, my understanding from Pete's description, and no one else I don't think has given me one, is you're less hacking at it, so you're not widening it. What you're doing is you're utilizing your swords, your weapons to kind of push flaps of this web apart. Would probably be the fair description. Yeah.
In our estimation, were we to come back the other way at speed, would hacking at it help?
You don't know because you haven't tried it. So at this stage, none of you have tried hitting or cutting the web. You've just been trying to push it apart. So
I don't think we want to. We don't think we want to attract spiders, so let's not do that. But do you want Mr. Everin to start then?
Yeah, I think we should go same order. I just think as soon as someone starts failing, if we start to entangle ourselves, we stop and wait for people to come and help and free us. That would be my guess.
Yep. Okay. All right. All right. Severin will go then. Yep. Chris.
Give me a roll. Hard maneuver this time.
49 minus 12.
49 minus 12. So mark these down as successful because you're not. Thus far, you haven't failed one. Yeah, this is a lot more difficult. It's thicker, it's stronger web, and you only make a very short amount of progress, maybe 10%. Severin, give me another roll.
Same again.
Same again. Now, just to check, exactly the same result.
Yep.
Okay. You're about 20% of the way through. Are you waiting, just to check, are you waiting for one person to go in by themselves, or are other people going in behind them? So in other words, and how many of you are going through this curtain is probably a key question.
If I can make a suggestion and then guys disagree, but if we go through two at a time, so we have someone to help untangle the person in front, and likewise, the person in front can untangle the person behind. If we go through in pairs, that means that nobody will ever be alone, either left behind or in front for very long, and the rest can all perceive the situation, check the webs, look out for spiders coming. That seem like a plan?
Yeah, sounds great.
Cool. So next up is, by my count, is Askell. So, okay.
Yep.
So this is happening simultaneously. Severin first and Askell literally right on his heels. So we'll do Askell in a second. Cool. Next one, please, Severin. You're on mute, Graham.
Sorry, I thought I'd done my bit. I'm still going. Sorry. The rain is coming down so hard. I'm going to have to turn the volume up. Oh, 2. Excellent.
2. That's a failure. Give me a roll, please.
Yep. 82. Excellent. Got that the right way around.
Okay.
So he's going to stop dead.
Okay. plus
-12.
-12. Yep. So negative 192. All right. Yeah. So, Severin, you get ensnared. Basically, you move forward, and you put your arm out when you should have done. You misjudge it. It's a stickier, nastier part, and as you go to move around, it traps you and entangles you. You are.
Yeah, he'll stop.
Yep. Well, no, you are stopped. Basically you get encased in the web, and as you spin again, more of it comes around you. You could try an extremely hard, by yourself. You could try an extremely hard strength maneuver to move out of that.
He'll indicate to whoever's behind him to give him a hand.
Cool.
And to cut him out, if that's okay.
Askell, can you move up? You're right behind him anyway, but can you just give me 2 rolls to make sure you manage to get through yourself unscathed?
First one, 11 plus 8.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the next one, please.
61 plus 8.
Yep. So actually, you would have made quite a bit of progress if it wasn't for someone in front of you. Askell, you've come up, and Severin, like, you're right behind Severin, and you can see him. He's well and truly stuck in this stuff.
Severin will say to Askell, whisper to him if I could have some help, but knowing what he knows about spiders, it's very slow reactions are good, rather than so where we get stuck. Let's not thrash around. Let's just ask each other to help, rather than, So he asked for help.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's basically what Askell was going to say. Was like, just try not to make it worse. So just keep still and just slowly. He would probably try and use his cutlass just to slice, gently, forcibly through the things. Well away from any sort of limbs or body parts. But
got it. So you're okay. So Askell, you take out your cutlass, and you start very deftly, obviously well and truly away from any extremities of Severin, just kind of quietly sawing at it, and it just doesn't have any effect. Your guess is some kind of brute force is going to have to be involved.
Yeah, okay. Askell will whisper that back to Severin, just that, hey, my ornate cutlass is not doing anything here.
Partially part what this is you've got to, how to describe this, if you imagine a very sticky substance, you can't put your hand on it to hold it and steady it, and then kind of cut through it, because of course your hand gets stuck to it. To actually cut at it is probably almost machete-like. Is probably your only option. To do that, I would say it would be, rather than an attack, I'd say it'd be a light maneuver.
How far away are the others behind us?
Not far. You've only made about 20, 30 foot, or 20 foot into this web.
Oh, yeah. Are they, what, 2 feet behind, 3 feet, 6 feet, 20 feet?
20 foot behind you.
Yeah, I think Askell will whisper to Severin, hey, we're going to have to try something else. This is not working. Unless Severin's got anything magical that might help, or, heat's usually good. We'd have to heat weapons up. That might help. Graham's talking, you're on mute. No? Okay.
Hello, Graham. Graham, you there?
I'd have gone for a couple of stop. Askell, I think we'll have to look back at the others because the next in line to see him. Can they obviously see him?
Yeah. So if you imagine you've only gone 20 foot into this thick kind of web. You can see people behind you. Sure.
Okay. So Askell will have to probably spin around, look back at the others, and mouth. Damn it. Starting with an F.
Yep.
And
sorry guys, just to say, I've got a workman here. I'll be out. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, so he'd want to signal back to the others and mouth, we're stuck. He's loath to leave Severin there, but I guess he'll have to call out, I think, to who was right behind him. I can't remember if it was.
It's Nicholas.
Nicholas.
Yep.
Yeah. I think his idea would be like we need some heat to be able to unstick this. Not outright fire, but we need to somehow heat our edged weapons.
Okay, because that makes a difference, does it?
What's that?
That'll make a difference, will it?
Well, usually web and heat don't like each other.
Mix. Yeah, true.
Well, web doesn't like heat anyway.
So I'm just checking.
Without burning it, which creating a fire, because we're not sure how combustible this web could be. It could suddenly burn.
Nicholas doesn't have any spells to heat things. Just checking Jadar.
No. Yotto does have a firebolt. The other option would be we light a torch or a lantern, and then each weapon's over it just to...
Yep. Okay, Nicholas will do that then.
Okay. Just...
Yotto's got his no Dachi. Jada obviously has a staff, so that won't work, but Nicholas got a weapon or a dagger even?
Yep.
Probably even just test it on a few strands of this just to see what happens. That it doesn't melt. Does it just shrink?
Does heating weapons normally damage them?
I don't
know. If you're in a forge, I guess it would. That high heat would probably do something, but
just a low heat should be fine, right?
Yeah, like.
Yep, cool. So Nicholas will get out his flint and steel, and Nicholas will light his lantern.
Okay. Okay. This does take a bit of time.
Yep.
Damn it. Yep. And tell me what happens next.
And then I suppose and he'll make his way in, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess it would just be testing it. Is it working? Like heating the weapon.
Okay, cool. So then he'll heat up his dagger, and have a go at testing doing the cutting. You can imagine, not hacking, but the careful cutting that Askell would have been doing.
Because you should see a reaction straight away of the heated blade and the web.
Yep.
Either will react pretty quick.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or not.
Or not. Cool. Just a second here.
Actually, before Nicholas would do that, he'd want to test out his short sword on the web because it's magical.
All right.
Just in case it had a different effect.
Okay. What's when you say test out? What kind of action are you doing?
So he'll find a place where a web is latched onto a tree or another piece of web and pretend that that's someone's body, and would do the sort of cutting that Askell will have been doing to try and cut Severin free. So not hacking, but sort of putting the blade against it and forcing it to try and cut through.
Okay.
So not jiggling the web, but that's what I suppose Askell was doing. You sort of put your blade up against it, you sort of put pressure on it to try and force it through. But that wasn't having any luck. I assume that's the type of cutting he was doing.
Yeah. Just trying to get some sort of
slice through, and it was. So Nicholas will test it on something near him, a strand near him, with first his magical sword.
Okay. The magical sword doesn't seem to have any discernible different effect.
Well, yep. So then he'll do the heating of the dagger and try with a heated blade.
This is taking quite some time, obviously, because how do you heat a blade, please?
You light the lantern and you put the blade, hold the blade and stick it over the flame.
Okay, sorry, you said the lantern. I forgot you said the lantern.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, yes, some perhaps. Yeah, some. It does seem to have a bit more. The only thing is, it does seem to have a more of an effect. So it would take the maneuver down to an easy, but you'd still have to hack. Just simply cutting.
Yeah.
Is not having a discernible enough effect. It is cutting it. The heated blade does seem to have more of an action on the web than normal, but there has to be some actual physical movement. Otherwise, the web just kind of envelops the blade.
Okay, so heating the blade is a good idea if we want to, because we don't need as much force, so there's less jiggling of the web by heating the blade.
Correct.
But still, would have to hack somewhat.
Correct.
Nicholas, I guess if we've got consensus, Nicholas will work his way in with his lantern and would help Askell with freeing Severin with a heated blade.
Cool. Could you give me just a maneuver, Nicholas to move? Well, okay, for Nicholas to move in as well. So I've got the party order. You can see there is Severin stuck in the web. We've got Askell coming up next to try to free Severin, and then we've got the others maybe a little bit further back. And Nicholas then going in as well. Severin will be a bit.
Unless Askell's got his own lantern or something, but I mean, Nicholas has now got a lit lantern, may as well go and use it.
Yeah.
Guess we go in groups of 3 now.
Okay. So you pass forward a heated dagger to Askell to try to free Severin.
Yep.
Cool. Askell, you attempt to use this dagger to hack, or do you do something else?
He'll just try that slicing.
Yep.
The dagger, heat it up pretty well, and then just carefully in around Severin. Because if it's sticking to Severin, there should be enough tension that when he applies pressure to a strand or whatever that's sticking to him, it should, without having to hack.
You do need to hack. No. Kind of missing the point, guys. You can't kind of just cut like this. The strength or the inherent strength in it just doesn't allow it to be slowly sawn through. There needs to be some force on it. The heated blade is going to make it easier to do it, or to go down to an easy maneuver rather than a light maneuver. But there needs to be some oomph into it to free Severin.
All right. I think
or something else.
Yeah, so we're trying to avoid vibrating the web. Any other thoughts, Pete?
Is there a way that Nicholas could assist by putting pressure on other parts of the this above the strand, that is attached to Severin, the one that Eskel will hack on. If Nicholas was to pull on it somehow, or press on it, or something, or push it down using his sword, so there's slack between Nicholas's weapon and where Eskel's going to cut.
No.
So that when he hacks it, the jiggling is less.
Not feasible. You'd end up getting caught yourself.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, okay. What he might do is find, if he can find a branch, do that with a branch, and then just leave the branch there. I think that's going to get just way complicated.
Yeah, even the branch will get tangled eventually.
Have we tried burning?
Well, concern.
Let's try.
Well, I guess try it on a patch.
On a little bit of strand that's not connected to the strand that we're in, and just see if it goes up like in flames. Oops, let's not do that. But if you can sort of burn through it as you would a piece of rope, then that's a good thing.
Let's try that using the lantern. Assume it's got using the lantern.
Yeah, check its volatility. Don't want to
Describe how you do that with a lantern. I'm not quite sure how you do it.
No, he'll get out one of his candles. So he'll light a candle from the lantern and use a candle. Yeah.
Okay. It burns moderately quickly. Doesn't go poof, but it does. The little bit that you're doing it on the test bit of web does burn somewhat.
So if we were to, it's not going to catch a light and engulf us. So if we were to use it to free him, it would work. Would burn through bits. Would smolder through bits.
You'd probably be there for hours, but yes, you could probably do it.
Yeah. Well, what if we were to weaken them? What if we were to use a combination of the burning and the cutting's not working?
What about torch? So that rather than a candle, something torch with a bit more flame. If we got that, but yeah, I don't know if we've fully checked that volatility of it. Because if you could, that's a bigger flame than a little candle.
Yep. So Eskel's got a torch, so we'll light that torch.
Mm-hmm.
And try and see how what the torch does to it.
Okay.
To a test bit of web.
Yep. Sure. The same. It doesn't automatically go up. It does burn through it, but it isn't instant. Kind of the web disappears. It would take some time to burn through and likely burn Severin. You'd definitely take some damage from having a torch near him. Candle not, but a torch, yes.
So to confirm, the web actually bursts into flames when...
No, it kind of smolders and just disintegrates, but it does take some time. It does work, but it's slow. The torch is faster, but absolutely, if you stick it up to Severin's limbs, Severin is going to take damage from a lit torch. You're probably fine from a candle.
Right.
Well, Severin's got... there's 3 torches amongst the 3 of us. Well, no, there's 2 torches, so that would hopefully halve the time.
Both. Tanya's got 2 candles, and she's got a torch. Severin's got several torches, and yeah.
I don't think we can have too many people working in this space, though. I think.
What about the no spells that we've got that might aid us?
Portal is in a solid surface. I suppose we can't count on the web as being a solid surface.
It's not. Can I ask, please, right about now, for Severin, you to make for Taenya to make a perception roll.
Typical. Four.
It could be amazing.
Plus 77.
Two things two things, Taenya. Firstly, very distantly, you hear a very much a human. It's quite some distance away from you, and very, very muffled. Sounds like it's almost coming from almost underwater. A scream, a human scream. Very long way away. Any action?
You're on mute, Graham.
How far down through the web is Severin?
20 foot in.
So it'd be easier to come back than go forwards, would you say?
Yes.
Would that help us in any way?
No, he's stuck. He's absolutely.
No, I know that, but if we were to pull him and stretch the web.
Yeah, there's certainly less distance. Yeah, absolutely. There's like 100 foot of this web to get through or thereabouts, and he's about 20 foot into it. And
so what I'm saying is, if the strongest characters were to literally pull Severin back through the way he's come, and then extend, because the web is not obviously fixed, it will have some give in it, and then pull it back from him rather than trying to untangle him, just literally pull the stuff back. So
then suddenly you're all aware of movement in the trees above and around you.
Right.
Okay, Nicholas will pair and cast Long Door on Severin.
Thanks.
Okay.
Taenya will notch a arrow with fire attached to it
Mm-hmm.
and attempt to pick out a target.
Okay. So first and foremost, Nicholas, where do you cast Long Door for Severin, please?
So back out to where the rest of the party is.
Okay. Here. Yep.
Specifically out there. Yep.
Who am I missing? There's Yotto. Okay. Okay. Make a roll, please.
This is overcast.
Yep.
By 1 level, which is 86.
The roll was 86.
Yep, for overcast.
So it would normally fail on 2. The overcast is 25. It would normally fail on 27. Overcast, you're fine.
Oh, I thought I had to roll that separately.
No,
I thought I rolled for
yeah. So for a very long time, Pete, we have been rolling it separately.
yeah.
It's actually I think it's unfair to the players to roll it separately because there's a double risk of something happening, right?
Sure.
So
Yep.
So they should be combined into one roll.
Yep.
It's
Okay, cool.
It's fairer on the players because then it's only one roll. In this case, the spell goes off. What do you do? Where do you place him?
So, placing him directly next to, between Jada and Taenya.
Cool.
Yep, exactly where you put him.
Excellent. Yep. Okay. Cool.
Can I suggest get a bit of distance between us and the webs, just in case we get caught up?
You, Eskel, and I have got to make our way out of the web.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Agreed. Please don't leave until we're.
No. I mean, not try and fight next to it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, correct.
Taenya, can you give me a perception roll, please?
+63 plus 77.
Yeah. Distant and hideous. You just catch through this very, very, very sticky, nasty over here. A shape. Another shape coming towards you, kind of in the direction of where the fire is, and then another one over here. And you can't see because it's. You can't see clearly because it's some way off, but yes, perhaps
Which is closer?
To hang on a sec. To your and no one else's surprise.
Yeah.
See, one of those, something like that. Something like that. Which is closer? This one here, coming from this direction.
Okay, we're positioning ourselves away from the, obviously not hitting the party, and not too close to the web. When she's within range, she would like to shoot.
Okay.
And so would also get his bow out.
Okay, cool. First and foremost, though, please, can I get a roll from, firstly, Nicholas to get out of where you are, and then one for Askell as well.
Yo, 77.
77.
Plus 14.
Plus 14. 91. That was a hard maneuver that you needed to make. And with a very good roll, Nicholas, you're fine. You force your way out, lantern in hand, and you come out here. Askell, you've got a distance of 20% to make to get out. Give me a roll, please.
Okay. 23 plus 8.
Yep, you make some progress, Askell, and we are going to go into. GM's just going to duck out for a second, and then we're going to go into rounds. You make it 10%. You need another 10% to be free, Askell. So you're nearly out. And GM is just going to head to the bathroom. Back in a second.
What sort of spells has Yotto got?
His main offensive ones is Firebolt.
Yeah.
Very, very good at that.
Cool. What else has he got? He's got darkness, isn't he? Not that I think that's going to help us too much here, but
yeah, he's got elemental ways. He's got combat enhancement, movement ways, but that's like leaping, landing.
Oh, so he'll have with movement. Does that mean he'll have long door as well?
Yeah, hang on.
High is he?
I don't think so. He's only got to level 5. If he does have it, but I think it's just like.
No, is that no, what's it called? It's the one that Askell will have, right? High riding.
So there's movement enhancement, but it's just like run, long jump, landing, silent movement, and sprint.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then he's got combat enhancement. Yeah.
Well, I wish I'd remembered that. We could have been through this. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's better not to be through the first lot of netting.
Yeah, he's got high riding, which is flying, which Askell's got as well. We've got projected light, both Askell and
Yeah.
Yeah, but Severin's got that on his sword, actually.
yeah,
Oh,
maybe
but
that will
that-
be distracting annoyance, a la Lord of the Rings, maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah, that will really pick us out to anyone ahead of us. Beam of light probably isn't a good idea.
Yeah, they're coming closer and they're sounding not happy. We are now going to go into rounds.
Yeah, but Taenya and 7 like to shoot.
Initiative. Rolling initiative. Taenya, you hit a bow on an arrow on your string. Severin, you've just come out of the web, so you'll need to take time to prepare your bow. But certainly, Taenya, you've been ready for some time. Anybody else needs to make a change to initiative that I'm aware of? Nope, and we're off. Taenya, you are first to act. There are 3 of these horrible shapes. You can see one, as mentioned, you can't be exactly sure of the distance, Hard to see up here. Maybe 100 foot away, maybe less than 100 foot. This one coming here towards you, coming towards Askell, actually, stuck in the web, or partway in the web, is a bit closer. It's probably 70, 80 foot away. And this one down here, you're not quite sure the same distance as this one. Who's your target, please?
Closest one coming on Askell.
Cool, thank you. Give me a roll, please.
Come on, Taenya. Hey, 80.
80. You loose the bow. It's a great shot. The arrow goes whistling partway through the web and then slows and stops. The web has stopped it. That's a 50% action. She's got 50% remaining. What does she do?
Reload. And then prepare to step back from the web as soon as the guys are out.
Cool. Next up is... Okay. Damn it. Jadar is next. That's you, Pete.
Oh, and sorry, and I was on mute. I was saying she's got her staff out already. She will stand at the back and be wanting to opportunity action to move if Askell makes out, move further back from the web if Askell makes it out.
Okay, cool. Further back from the web, there is that other sheet of web that you came through here. You're aware?
I thought they were close together. Oh, sorry, far apart. So Nicholas came through after the 70, and then there was a considerable distance beyond.
Oh, okay.
At least.
Sorry, you might be right. Let me. Yeah, that's. Maybe I misspoke. Not a considerable distance, 30 foot.
Okay.
30 foot in between. There you go.
Okay. Well, so she's sort of pretty much in the middle right now. Correct?
No, she's... You can see that. So you're in between two of these thick strands of curtains of web.
Yeah.
And she's here, at the back.
Okay. Yep. So if she can move to the middle, so away from any webs.
Done.
Yep.
Done? Cool. Yoto.
Yoto would pull out his Adachi and he would then start to repair.
Okay. Askell.
Askell will continue to try and...
Cool. Give me a roll, please. It's a hard maneuver.
24.
24.
Plus 8.
Plus 8. That was it. Askell, that's enough. It didn't require much effort. But you're out. That's it for your round.
Right. So Askell's got his cutlass.
Yes, in his hand.
And a torch in the other hand.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Very good. Next up, Nicholas. You've just cast Long Door on Severin.
Yeah, and then he maneuvered out.
He did.
So he'd like to put he'll go and join Jada, but he'll put the lantern down on the ground, and he's got his sword and his shield.
Or rather, he readies his sword and his shield. Is that what you're saying?
True. Yes, correct. Oh, actually, yeah, that doesn't take any. He's putting something on the ground, I suppose. What's that?
Is it, he's dropping it.
Well, no. He would careful drop to the ground. It's 20%. Yeah, no, so he can't prepare.
Okay.
Well, I mean, how sturdy is the lantern? Can he just drop it?
Always find out. Let's see if it breaks.
No, he won't risk that.
Okay.
It's the last thing we needed.
Okay.
So yeah, he'll and then yeah, do a perception roll for the rest of his.
Yeah, sure. Give me a roll, please.
59.
59. What's his bonus, please?
39.
Cool. Into I was going to type it. Nicholas, you're aware of a fourth of these things coming through the trees here.
He would share.
Yep, that's what I assumed. Okay. Next up is Severin.
How long is it going to take? How long does it take to take this bow out?
2 rounds to prepare a bow.
In his estimation, they'll probably be honest by then.
Yes, probably.
In which case, he'll draw. Well, his sword was drawn, but yeah, he won't bother trying to do his bow. He'll just stick with his sword and he'll prepare.
Cool. Great. Excuse me. And that is the end of, excuse me, that is the end of that round. Next round. Initiative. Oops, hang on. Sorry, I'll just do the initiative again because we had that 50 on Taenya and she doesn't have that. Anymore. Save and we'll roll initiative. Save. Okay. Yeah, these things are moving relatively quickly through, perhaps unsurprisingly, through these webs. Jada, you're next to move.
Same as before. She doesn't do anything else particularly. I mean, she might. Radius. No, she'll do a shield spell. Opportunity shield spell, I suppose.
Yep.
Oh, actually, and does she have? Does she have deflections? Okay, delving. Attack of wind. Yeah, and deflect.
Okay.
1 missile.
Okay, cool.
Opportunity to deflect, yeah.
Cool. Next up, Yotto.
He's continued to prepare and just keeping a watchful eye on what's happening in around above.
Cool. Askell, you've come out. What are you doing, please? Come out of the web. What are you doing?
He'll be, excuse me, backing up. I guess we're trying to form a bit of a defensive circle. And he'll just be holding, looking to see.
So does he move from there?
Yeah, he'll come away a bit from the web, probably next to, in between Nicholas and Jadar.
Cool.
Yeah, about there.
Oops. Cool.
Yep.
Done.
Yeah,
Alright.
close enough.
Oops. 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 Jim pushed the wrong button. There we go. Lovely. Next up, Nicholas.
Yeah, Nicholas. Nicholas will move behind Haskell next to Jada.
Got a lot of cowards. There you go.
He's got a cowering. And he'll prepare.
Cool. Done. Severin.
So yeah, I think urging the party to, rather than just sort of ambling around, I guess broadly we want to get. They seem to be coming from 3 sides. Is that correct?
Yes.
So I suggest we have our backs to, because we can't fight in the web, so we want one room to fight them without being impeded by the web. So I suggest we move to back as far as we can, so that the web, we're not. There's space for the spiders to come in and for us to attack them. I would say he'd make that vocally very clear.
Yep.
And he'll continue to prepare.
He's preparing?
Second round preparing.
Cool. Done. Okay.
If he could move us all back in a line, that'd be great.
Oh, he can move 10%.
All right. Then he'll move as I described.
So about there. Oops.
So they're coming from, as we look at the screen, forwards, there and so into the middle, I suppose, of the back end of the thing, if that makes sense.
So he's in the process of moving. Done. Great. Taenya. Yep.
Well, again, we'll consider, agree with Severin, and so move back to. She's got an arrow on the notched.
Yep.
And I guess she's maneuvering herself into a position where the closest one, if she needs to go off to the side, she will, so that when the closest one comes through the web, she will shoot it.
Okay.
Or rather, where it's just, she's seen what happened to the other arrow, so she wants to, fire it when she judges, she'll still get an attack on it as it's about to come through the web. She needs to step away from to the side of the others to do that, to give herself an angle on that, but she wants to be, as explained, towards the back of the clearing.
Oops. Oh, whoops, Daisy. So she moves. So where does she move to, please?
Do you want to go from above then?
Oops. Is that where she goes?
I don't know, because I don't know which direction. So are they coming from which? Can you face in the direction of the middle one? All right, got you. So I guess as far back from there where she can get a shot on.
Yep. So there.
No. So we've got an area, right, where we know that where she's standing now, there is one coming from that direction. Yeah.
Correct.
To her right, there's one coming full on. And on the other side of the clearing is one coming that way. So what I'm saying is urging herself and the rest of the characters to stand at the back of the clearing in the direction that we don't think there is a spider coming from.
Correct, where she is.
I'm not following. Can you go from above?
Yep. There we go. We've got a camera that's not wanting to play ball. So, she is aware that there is movement down here. Oops, there is movement down here in this direction. There's one coming straight ahead. 2, one coming from over here. 3, and one coming from over here. 4. Well, the one that was coming down here is more here. Where is she moving to, please?
So let's assume that we're looking at I know it's not a rectangle or a square, but let's just assume that's our area there, right in the main chat. Where ahead of us is the fire and the one that's closest to us, and the one to the left is where there's one coming from the left, one coming from the right, and straight on is the one that's closest to us. So I would, it's pretty common sense for the party to do this anyway. Move away from the other 3 sides of where they're likely to come from, and as we've done many times before, the 4 fighting classes at the front, and which is what I'm suggesting in the party, Jada and Nicholas behind, and the other 4, and so in that kind of order, and Taenya would be on the far left and aiming an arrow forwards at the one that's closest. Does that work for everyone?
Sounds good, so long as they don't come out around on the back.
Yep.
No, and then we'll have to adjust that. And maybe
Yep, okay,
maybe Jada could check that.
Yep. Yeah. Good idea. Great. Yes.
Cool. So, I see. So where does she move on that map? Where is she, please?
So if you look at my diagram there, she's the one on the far left.
Okay. Where on the map does she move? Okay.
That would be a sensible thing to do.
Cool. That's Tanya's move. Thank you. Cool. All right. End of that round. Initiative. Rolling initiative. And we're off. Okay, cool. So, just 1 second, guys, while I get a couple of bits and bobs.
Tanya's got an arrow on the string again, doesn't she?
Yeah, and she'd use that tree for cover if she could. Now I see it's there.
How do I save that? Let's do this. Okay, great. Just 1 second while the GM does a little bit of reorganizing. There we go. Thank you. All right. Just coming, guys. Sorry, a bit to organize. There we go. Cool. Oh no. Every now and then you get one of these models, one of these counters, call it what you will, and they just don't like the map and they fall through, and that's very annoying. Oh no. Okay, so that one's gone. That's a shame. I actually had I had specially prepared animated models for you, and my animated models have decided that they want to fall through the cracks. That's a shame. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So back to the screen. No, wrong one. That one. So this one here. Oops. Horribly fast. That's the first thing you guys note. Just need to adjust. One lands with a plop over here. And is coming for you, Askell, next round. This one has fallen out, has clambered down the web. Whoops. And will be attacking Severin this round. No, Jada this round. This one here. No. And this one here has come this way. And has come around and behind. And is on Yotto. And the fourth and final one up here is right above you, Taenya. You'll be able to get a shot, and then it'll be on you. And we're off. Sorry guys, my map is just not playing ball as I would have wished today. That's a bit better. So that one's a bit further up, Taenya, and it's planning to leap down. This one is also planning to leap and attack. And then these two, one is scuttled around from behind, and this one is coming down on this side. 2, 3, 4. And it's a real shame because I had such nice models done. Taenya, you will get your shot first. Take your shot, and then these things will act. I'm assuming you're shooting at this one here, Taenya.
The closest one, yep.
Cool. Give me a roll, please.
Okay. 82.
82, it's a good roll.
So, hang on, that's 80, in terms of pluses, that's 100, that's 101 for the bow, extra 10 for the arrow, and another 5 for boyer's oil, so 100 plus 116.
Okay, cool.
And she'd like to use a fire arrow.
Cool, cool. 116. Cool. Perhaps not too surprising. These things are very swift. So in this, unlike you, where you were struggling to move in this web, these things can dance and weave very effectively. So it does get a DB, and also their skin appears to be kind of tough and hard, and anyway. Cool. So that's a good solid hit. That's 20 in an E puncture. Roll the E, please. Oh, hang on. 20 in a, just a sec. No, 20 in a D puncture. Beg my pardon.
Yeah, come on. 48.
48 in a D. Yeah, so this time you time your shot really well, and just as this thing emerges from the web, you loose your arrow, and this time the arrow doesn't get caught up in the web, and absolutely it finds its mark. Another 6 hits, and it pauses. Now, is there an additional effect on that?
Firebolt.
Okay, cool. What's the plus on that, or how is that? How does that work, please? Remind me.
Apologies, that should have been a plus 10 arrow. I've just read it.
Okay.
So that's, sorry, a plus 20 arrow. It's a red arrow, plus 20 with firebolt.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the description.
Right. So I guess a plus 0 firebolt on top of that. I think that's how we've played it previously. Does that sound right?
Yeah. Does it make a difference with the extra 10?
It probably would have, yes, but not by much. So that's so I think we just played that was a plus 0 firebolt on top of that. I think. Correct?
The description is plus 20 with firebolt, but I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Oof. It's been so long since she's used one of these. Making it up on the spot because it's been ages since we've used one of these. We're going to give her half her her archery skill. So what's half her bow?
Right. I think the point is that they explode on impact. That it's not a separate thing. It's the arrow. It's not the bow. So if it finds its mark, it explodes. It's not like it's because it's the arrow, not the bow, that's firing the firebolt. So it explodes.
Yep, understand that. But we need to cast a firebolt on it, and she needs to have some kind of skill on it. So maybe that's just an additional heat crit.
I reckon double the crit. I reckon do another D.
Yeah, just another D. Yeah.
I was also thinking because it wouldn't get its DB, right? Because it's not like an avoid. It's been struck, so it's hard to make an attack because it can't get its DB. Yeah.
Why can't it get its DB?
Because it got its DB against being hit by the arrow, and it was hit by the arrow, and the arrow is now bursting into flames against it.
Yeah,
it can't dodge it because it's stuck into it.
So it gets. There you go. There we go. Cool. So Graham, can you jot this down because we should have recorded this previously. For these arrows, the effect is a critical of the same severity, so a D heat critical on it. So can you roll a D heat critical, please?
69.
69. Cool. Yeah, that works, I think. What I was doing was rolling a separate firebolt attack on it, which is what the description was. Okay. So let me just adjust this critter. Another 15 hits, Taenya. Still very turrets. Cool. A second. Sorry. So the arrow itself hits a good hit on this thing for sure, but it's the fire that engulfs it that absolutely does the damage on this. Where's my fire? And this creature is absolutely not happy. Bang! Yeah, the arrow hits it and causes it to pause. It's definitely been injured or the arrow not so much, but definitely the heat critical has found it. Nice shooting, Taenya. Next up is number 2. That was its turn. It was about to leap at you, Taenya, and you managed to stop it just as it did that. Number 1. Oh no. Of course they're all the same. Oh, so annoying. There's number 1. It's number 3. And number 4. To say I'd prepared these lovely models for you, and unfortunately we can't use them. Number 1.
Can we see them afterwards?
Yeah, we can see them afterwards, sure.
Yeah. Cool.
So that one there has come scuttling at horrible speed along here, and it leaps Askell straight down at you. You'll get a shot at it in your turn, but it's going to basically try to squash, land, bash attack on you, Askell, and hopefully you'd manage to dodge out of the way. Askell, I've got your DB at 19. Nothing else I should be aware of?
No, so that's without any armor on, right?
Yes, correct. Correct.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
So it leaps down at you, intending to kind of crush you, knock you to the ground, and then presumably sting or bite or do something horrible to you. However, you're fast, Askell, and you manage to just duck out of the way. It does deliver you a glancing shot, so it does 8 hits on you, but lands where you were a second or so ago, facing that way. The way it's landed, you will get a flank attack on it, but you do take 8 hits as it kind of bashes past you. Next up is Jada. Jada.
He's going to parry 90%.
Cool. Hang on a second. Parry 90%. Cool. And with the remaining 10?
She'll be... Oh, sorry, it's turn, not her turn, right?
It's her turn. Yes.
Oh, her turn?
Yes.
Oh, it's her turn.
Yes.
Oh, she will be... she will move back, and she will be ready to parry if she needs to.
Okay.
In fact, she will be also ready to split her parry if she needs to. But yep, she moves back. Thank you.
To where?
Yep, behind Severin.
Behind Severin. Use the meat shield. Love it.
Well, actually, yeah, no, a little bit out from Severin. She's pretty good with her quarterstaff, so she's gonna, she'll be full on parrying all the time if she needs to. Yep,
Cool.
yep.
Cool.
She's not a fighter, but she'll,
Cool.
Thank you.
Number 4. That was number 3. Number 1's acted. Number 4 is going to try exactly the same maneuver with Yotto. So it's come around behind Yotto. He's seen it. He's managed to see it in time. He's spun round, but again it tries to leap and intends to jump and try to crush Yotto, knock him to the ground, and then do something particularly horrible to him. Again, terrible from this thing. It rolled a 13. It rolled a 14 on Askell. This one's rolled a 13 on Yotto. Almost exactly the same. It leaps down at where Yotto was. Yotto, you step to one side, nearly caught up in the web. It lands there. It does a glancing shot on you, Yotto, for 3 hits, but that's it. Lucky. And number 3, this one here was going to do the same with the woman with the quarterstaff. It doesn't. It sees this guy here, probably more of a threat with a sword, and does exactly the same approach at Severin. Leaps down, trying to knock Severin to the ground, and then attack him. That was number 3. So the first 2 attacks was a 14 followed by a 13. Does the party's luck hold? Let's see. It rolled a 14! I don't believe it! The first one rolled a 14. The one against Yotto rolled a 13, and this one has rolled a 14. Nice.
That's the sort of attacks we usually do.
Yeah, totally. Severin, I have you at a 10% DV with a 50 shield. Anything else I need to know about?
Yeah, 50 DB, shield up, sword out, obviously. And is it his row? Is it his?
No, it's
go?
not. No.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. So what I would like people to start doing is when I say roll initiative, please write into Discord if you're parrying and what percentage. So
80-20 is his standard. So
80-20 is the standard. Cool. So he does get 20. So what? So tell me please, what is that as not as a percentage, but as the actual amount? That would be helpful.
Bear with. So 20% of his 152 is 30.4.
Thank you. Lovely. 30. Yeah, not a chance. So Severin, you turn this thing aside with your shield. It lands with a plop here. No damage to you. I don't believe that. Next actor is Yotto. Yotto, what are you doing?
Yotto is going to cast his Firebolt spell.
Mm-hmm.
He's been preparing 2 rounds, I believe.
Yep. Point blank range. Give me a roll.
Okay.
It's number 4. Yep.
100. 31.
31.
Plus his amazing. So he's got his directed spells plus 80. He isn't. So
Yes,
on my
yes,
one,
that's correct. So 84,
Yeah.
80 for Firebolt, definitely.
yeah. On my one, I had it specifically mentioned as Firebolt, but he doesn't list it there.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. And the
But he's
range-
also got a spell mastery. He's trying to explain how that when that comes into effect.
So we won't.
Oh, there's something in the fridge.
Yep. We'll just, for simplicity's sake, we'll just go for. I think if it's okay, because he's not here to explain it, and I don't have the details to hand. I think we'll just go for a straight Firebolt.
He did send me the sheet, his notes, but
Yeah.
that's all right. We'll stick to the directed spells.
Cool. So that is a very convincing 9 and a B. 9 and an A. 9 and an A heat. Hang on. Hang on. He's got 80 on that. That's correct. And it's a B.
B.
So a B crit.
B heat crit.
Yep, roll the crit, please.
Oops. Okay. Crit. 43.
43, cool. Boom. Light burns. Yeah, no additional hits. There's a gas of flame from Yotto. And the smell of singed spider, but no additional hits. He thinks he hit it reasonably solidly, but it's still there. It's still looking hideous, and it still wants to eat him. Next up is Severin.
Immediately in front of him with his remaining attack.
Lovely. Give me a roll, please.
Oh, Severin. 98!
There you go. There you go. Roll again, please.
Oh, that ages. 66.
Nice. So I got that as an attack of 164. And what's his remaining amount on his broadsword, please? Because he parried.
121.6. So
121. Got it.
122 if you're averaging.
Love it. Wallop. So this thing is fast, as mentioned. They scuffle along the webs very, very quickly. They're quite nimble. They leap down at this horrifying speed. And absolutely, this thing is fast, and it tried to leap out of the way of Severin's sword, but not a chance. That is a very solid final attack result of 245. It's not an E, it's in a D, believe it or not.
Wow.
Divided by... Just a second. So the damage is considerable. It's on 4, yep. 1, 2. Cool. $95 divided by 5. Yeah, so a colossal, absolutely monstrous Severin. 41 in a D, not an E. 41 in a D. And then additionally, on top of that, is An A crit. A D and an A.
And an E for his sword, of course.
No, a D for his sword.
Oh no, but his sword gets an extra crit. Remember, an extra E.
It does, but that's changed to a D critical for this creature.
Okay, an additional D then.
Correct. So roll the first D. Roll the first D.
Is that just its size? Is it?
Yep, or something else. So roll the first D, please.
39.
39. You hit it in its upper leg. One of its many upper legs. You do it 3 hits, and there's this gout of horrible ichor or something that kind of comes gushing out. You hit it hard. Just give me a second to set up the, what did I say, the B for the next one, and that was number 3. Cool. Roll the B, please.
52.
52. You, with the backslash, you take it across the chest. Another 3 hits, and again, you think you made it bleed some more. And then finally, the final D, which is the effect of your sword.
Here we go.
Hang on just a second. It's number 3. And it was a D, 0D. When you're ready, make the roll, please.
53.
53. Another 10 hits. Goodness. Yeah. Look, you've messed it up. You messed it up good and proper, and this creature is absolutely and utterly not happy. Like you hit it hard, and it's clearly very, very angry. Still coming, but you've heard it. Tanya's already acted. Askell.
So he wants to use his cutlass and torch. Can he do that? Like, I don't know, is it an ambidextrous move or just one arm at a time?
He would get. Yep. So he would definitely get a negative 20 for his cutlass for that attack, and he would need some form of club or bashing attack. Does he have any kind of skill in one-handed concussion to use as a club?
No.
Okay. Okay. So what's his strength and agility combined minus by... So he's using it as a club, yeah, to hit?
Well, he's going to use it in a stabbing motion rather than clubbing, because clubbing it'll probably knock it out.
Okay.
As in, make it go out. But
Brawling skill?
Yeah, yeah, nice, Pete. Good call. Thank you. Again, the rules lawyer to the rescue. Yep. So I'd give you two attacks, both at negative 20.
Okay.
With the brawling. You do get a flank on this one.
Okay, I'll go.
Oops.
One. First with the torch.
Cool. Good call. Thanks, Pete.
Thanks, Pete. That's a 30, and then his brawling is plus 50, and minus 20.
Yep, brawling. Sorry, what was the roll? I missed it.
It was a 30.
30, cool. And so
Plus
brawling
50.
plus 50 minus. Yep. Does get a flank. You miss. Just with the negative 20 on it, you go to whack it, stab it, thrust at it, and it just misses. I'm sorry, Askell. You just don't hit it.
Okay. That's right. Okay, now with the cutlass. A 64.
Yeah.
Plus 92.
60.
Plus, he gets plus 10 for it as well, so 102. What's that? 82.
64. Sorry, what's the 100 what's the plus 10?
So he gets plus 10 for the sword, right? It's an ornate sword.
But surely that's added into his 102, no?
No, I don't have it on there.
Oh, okay. So 100,
I can do.
112.
Not on my list. It doesn't have anything on the item.
Oh, you should definitely add it onto the sheet.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So,
There you go.
so his
So it should be plus 102.
102. Okay, cool. 102, done. Cool. You get a flank. You do get a negative 20, however. So that was a good roll. 19 and a D slash. Roll the D, please.
15D slash. All right. Uh, 22.
22. Cool. Most appropriately, you hit it on its side. Yeah, you think you hit it pretty hard actually, and you kind of stagger it. Another 3 hits. Nicholas.
He would like to cast. No, he's going to prepare.
Gonna prepare.
Yep.
It's prepared.
Because he only prepared 1 round.
Right.
Yeah. He was behind everyone else, so he'll prepare for a 2nd round.
Okay. Cool. And that, ladies and gentlemen, or gentlemen in this case, is the end of the round. And with that, the GM does need to be elsewhere today. I'm already half an hour late than I said I was. I'm going to call time.
Exciting!
Roll credits.
Cool.
This time, roll credits.
This time, yeah. I've had a couple of false starts on this this session already.
Are the machines going well, Chris? The new machine?
It is. Thank you. It is. Rather than the GM sitting there paused with bated breath, waiting for the damn thing to break. Yes, it's working just fine.